how's it going? It's that nerd Ryan here. So, whenever you think supervillain, usually you think of two rogues galleries, Spider-Man's and Batman's. They're the two most iconic group of supervillains in all of comic book history. I mean, sure, for Superman you got Lex Luthor, for Captain America you got Red Skull, for the X-Men you have Magneto, but there's never been a more big collection of supervillains in those two groups. If you say Spider-Man, somebody could think Green Goblin, they could think Venom, they could think Black Cat, they could think Sandman, Mysterio, the list can go on. And the same is said for Batman. Batman, of course, Joker, Harley Quinn, Catwoman, everything like that. And what's very nice that I haven't seen done with Marvel yet is DC took the time over the last few months to give us many books, 7 in total, of just focusing on Batman's greatest villains. This is the full review of the One Bad Day series. So, this is taken off the idea of the Killing Joke, where all it takes is one bad day to turn somebody to being insane or a villain. So obviously Joker is absent in this lineup. But we do have a pretty good lineup of Two-Face, Mr. Freeze, Riddler, Clayface, Bane, Catwoman, and Penguin. Other of his major villains. What's pretty cool about this too is I think all but one has had a movie adaptation. And I do feel that they do reference that in this. What's pretty cool is everybody gets their time to shine and everybody has their own personalized story. I reviewed some of them, but we're going to do a full collective review right now. So, in no particular order other than the way it's sitting up here, we will talk about each book really quickly. So first we have Two-Face. Two-Face was actually probably my least favorite of this series, just due to the fact that, it was a very predictable story. It felt like it took inspiration from Batman the Animated Series. So apparently Harvey is going straight and going back to normal and everything. And is trying to get his family together and everything, but all of a sudden somebody threatens Harvey. And the whole mystery is trying to figure out who threatened Harvey. And it's revealed that Harvey threatened Harvey. The moment that Harvey started getting letters, I knew it was from Two-Face. So it was kind of at that point of, okay, he's not that, it's not that obvious, or it's very obvious on what's going on here. So I was disappointed in that one, which is why I didn't review it till now, just for the fact that, I think this came out after the Riddler one, which by far is my favorite. So I was a little bit disappointed in it. Just for the fact that, you had this great story in the first one, and the second one it was a not so mysterious murder mystery. So next is Mr. Freeze. This one was a very interesting story and a very entertaining story. So we all know the story of Mr. Freeze. He's trying to save his wife. And it turns him into a metahuman and also a criminal. So what this takes is it spins it to be that Freeze was truly an abusive husband. I mean, he wasn't physically abusive. He was emotionally and mentally abusive to Nora. By neglecting her and kind of controlling her and stuff like that, or trying to control her. So she officially, when she was diagnosed, she did not want to to be operated on. She wanted to die, and Victor did not understand that and controlled her decision. And then in doing that, this whole time, it's been like a false hero's cause to save her. And we even get like a good interaction with him and Robin, where Robin's like, you don't get it, do you? She hated you for the way you treated her, and this is how you're trying to repay her, is by not like respecting her memory. And I thought that was like a really good story. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed that one. The Riddler one, I made a whole review on it. I'm just going to sum it up really quick. So this one is about basically Riddler's backstory, and also it starts with him just randomly killing a civilian, and does not, like, he doesn't leave his mark, doesn't do anything. So the whole time Batman's trying to figure out, why did Riddler do this? And he just kind of broke. It initially feels like. So Batman goes to talk to Riddler, because Riddler starts like killing people in Arkham and everything, just saying, I just want to talk to Batman. So in one of my favorite things in all of comic books, what happens is Batman starts interrogating him, and he punches Riddler. And Riddler goes, that's the reason why I killed that man. He goes, you will not touch me. You will not do anything. Bruce. I know you're Batman, Bruce. I know Tim, Jason, Dick, Damian, Alfred. And like he's listing off the Bat family. He goes, I've watched them grow up as much as you have. I just never was interested in, spoiling that riddle. But if you hurt me, someone will die. That's why that person died. And it's like this big like mastermind thing of like reckless abandon on the Riddler. And he basically controls Gotham. And it ends up with Batman having to kill Riddler. Just mind you really quick too, these are Elseworld stories. These are not canon to Batman. So Riddler's still alive in the main Batman line, unless he did die in like a different thing. But yeah, it ends up with Batman having to break his one rule, which is why I thought this was the greatest intro to the series, was because it really shows what one bad day means. But yeah, next we have Clayface. Clayface I felt was kind of fun, but it was also a good story of Clayface moving to Los Angeles to try to have a normal life of an actor. And when he starts realizing that he's not fit for a certain role, he starts killing again. It starts with his friend who got the part instead of him, and then he turns into his friend. And then the director is complaining about how he's acting. He kills the director, then the entire crew. And then he finds the executive, kills the executive. And all this time he's not understanding what he's doing is wrong. He's like, but it's my vision. People are not allowing my vision. So Bruce has to go all the way to Los Angeles to bring him back to Arkham. I thought it was a pretty fun and interesting story. Next is Catwoman. Catwoman was another disappointing one. It like kind of went back to her past and explaining like, oh, this was a family diamond that my mom had to pawn off so we can eat, so I'm gonna steal it. And then it turns out it's a fake diamond, and there's just a person that she was chasing after that tried to sell it to her, and that's literally the story. And it was like, that's, I get where you can call that one bad day, but at the same time, it just felt like a Catwoman story, all in all, not like anything special compared to the other stories. And then after that, we got Bane. This was a good one. This was, I don't get why it was called One Bad Day, because it was about Bane redeeming himself. So it talks about kind of like what we see in the Arkham games. Him and Batman team up to like get rid of Venom and everything, and then Batman supposedly dies in their last raid. And Bane did have a deal with Batman that when they finished this, they would fight to the death. But that never got to happen. So then it turns out that there's one more Venom factory left. So Bane goes and liberates it with a friend or a kid that worked there. It also shows that like the original creator of Venom was still around. So Bane defeats him and blows up the place. And then, of course, because he's never dead, Batman shows up. And basically him and Batman talk about, like, he goes, come on, let me fight you. This is all done. We're supposed to fight to the death. And he goes, no, I want you to be better. I want you to be like me. So how he does it is he takes the kid that he meets at the beginning, basically makes him his sidekick, and they start superheroing. I thought that was a good story. Didn't get why it was a bad day scenario, though. Next is Penguin. Penguin's probably my second favorite on this. So it starts at Penguin at the lowest of his low. He's got, I think it's like $10 or $5 or $20 or something. And he buys a pistol with 4 bullets, and the change is like $5. So he starts out with $5, 4 bullets, and a pistol. And he starts recruiting friends that aren't really friends, but like people he screwed over and stuff, to take back his empire. So it like goes through, like, he has to use some of the bullets, he ends up buying stuff, he ends up recruiting more people, and then by the end he's back on top at Gotham. So I thought that was a pretty cool story too. But yeah, this One Bad Day story series is very good. I suggest Marvel do something like this with Spider-Man villains, and I also would love to see DC do this with more Batman villains, or more villains in general. I feel like it would be a good introduction to like some lesser known villains maybe, and like stuff like that. Or even just like a good running series. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell. Follow me on all my social media down below. It's that Nerd Ryan telling you, have an amazing day.